Hello guys, scenthound here, coming to you again today with the ever famous, the king of Aventus clones, Club de Nuit Intense Man. I think it's overall acknowledged by majority that among the clones available, Club de Nuit Intense Man is considered one of the best. There is another niche house, Mansera Cedrad Boise, if I'm not mistaken, if I didn't get the name wrong. There's another supposedly similar class perfume, but this perfume supposedly mimics Creed Aventus the most. I so far haven't smelled Creed Aventus yet, forgive me, 1,000 apologies. But I've smelled some of its clones, even including Mont Blanc Explorer, so I can only talk from that aspect, okay? So I can't purely compare it with what do you call it, the ever famous original niche perfume of Creed. But let me at least review this perfume, maybe on its own merit. Maybe too many people keep comparing it with the Creed Aventus, and maybe it's time that we try to look at it on its own merit. In terms of the bottle, it seems to be a strange balance between kitschy, gimmicky and sophisticated, because it's got some smooth black gloss finish here, which is kind of cool. However, it's got this fake diamond kind of thing going on around, which, and a fingerprint magnet. Those are a bit of I guess it depends on your taste. And of course, everybody talks about the UAE and French version, and as I showed you in the packaging, it's a French version that I have here. Even though supposedly it's more fruity and less smoky, even this I do feel quite a strong smell of the smokiness. This was launched in 2015 and under the house of Armaf. And in terms of the ingredients, okay, the top notes are as usual. The citrus comes in first, bergamot, lemon, of course the famous pineapple, which is one of the key ingredients, which is a common thing among all these Creed Aventus clones, right? So the pineapple is relatively rare comparatively, at least prior to Creed, I would say. And after Creed made it famous, now all these clones are also throwing in some pineapples inside their, especially opening notes. Okay, so you got a bit of apple and if I'm not mistaken, some grapes as well. And then in the mid, you got some of that rose, and then base of musk, amber, and patchouli. There's birch and jasmine as well in the mid. Okay, so this is the constellation of notes that they pumped inside this perfume. One of the key attractions here is that the price is a very reasonable price, right? So for this 105 ml, I got it for about, more or less, depending on the discounts you get and so on, about $45. And mostly I don't do clones and what do you call it, mimics or inspired by, and all these kind of things. Mostly I go for designer or niche, but I think it's only fair that sometimes we explore other. We can't be close-minded, right? We only when we try we will know. So if somebody is making an effort to produce something that is almost as good as the real one, but at a more affordable price, I think a majority of people are not born rich, so it will be something that they can use and enjoy. If I were to take example from the car world, right? For example, let's say those who know cars, right? You guys might know Nissan Skyline GTR, right? So that car is modeled after the Porsche 911. Okay, so maybe Porsche 911 is quite expensive, so you can consider the Nissan as a next step. Okay, again, my knowledge of cars is not so deep, guys, so if I say anything wrong, please do correct me in the comments. I'm always ready to learn. In a similar way, if you take brands, even for example, let's say you can't buy certain luxurious European products like Mercedes or BMW. If you were to buy a Honda Accord and so on, Honda Civic, those are almost what do you call it, almost as luxurious as the European brands, while at the same time offering better reliability and much better price. So could we consider CDNIM as such? That means it's not a Creed. So there's a class of people, those who are super rich, uber rich, who have no problem throwing money and getting the original one. But for a lot of those mid-income earners, might want to consider an inspired by perfume as a substitute. Okay, so what I feel about this in terms of longevity, in terms of projection, I wouldn't say it's super strong. Okay, it's not like Daniel Icon for me, for example, is quite strong. People ask me, even Prada black, right? Somebody asked me, I smell some cigar or something, although yeah, to me it's more baby powdery perfume, right? So When I'm talking, sometimes I like to inhale, you know, the smell. Yeah, it is nice. It is nice. The smokiness in the opening worried me a bit, but many people have commented that it can be quite harsh in the opening. So don't put your nose immediately to your skin upon spraying. Give it a bit of time. And then yeah, I agree, it starts to smell kind of nice as it dries down. It's a very versatile perfumes, but I see doing better in a more casual evening clubbing, this kind of a setting. I think this will do well. I don't think this is your typical office perfume, but you know, you can always I don't know, depending on your office, you know, some people work in a very atypical office, right? Not like the normal 9 to 5 cubicle kind of place. And for those people, like, you know, maybe you're a DJ, you know, then your office is literally the club, right? So these kind of places, they might find this something that they want to wear, especially if you want to use for daily use, right? You can't afford a Creed for daily use, so in that sense, this might be something you want to consider. Overall, how much marks I want to give this? I think, you know, the bottle is quite decent, the quality of the perfume is quite okay, note blending, and I think it's a good effort, and as generally people acknowledge, is quite a good what do you call it, I wouldn't say mimic, inspired by Creed perfume, you know. So I would give it as a 3.5 out of 5, you know. Even Mont Blanc Explorer, I wasn't so satisfied or happy with it, but I think here Armaf did a good job. Okay, maybe I will look at other Armaf perfumes also in the future, although I've previously been quite a traditionalist, just going for the typical mainstream designer perfumes, as well as a niche perfume here and there. I think it's definitely something you can consider. I won't worry too much about UAE versus France and all that, because with more modern manufacturing, I think people are trying to minimize differences, you know, unless you are a very extreme collector, you know. One of the 80-20 rule, right? You guys know what's the name of the guy? I forgot the guy, but he came out with the 80-20 rule, whereby 20% of the people make 80% of the noise. So you might see in the forums area people like losing their minds over, you know, this is a French version, this is a 2000 something version, and this is a, you know, and so this smell is screwed up, not good anymore, and all that. But I think for an average Joe, an average person, they would find that you won't have much difference between the France and the UAE version, unless your nose, you got some super, you know, Avengers nose or something like that. Just buy and enjoy, guys. Don't be too anal about things, and you know, you get so obsessed with some 1% or 2% difference that you forgot to just wear, enjoy the perfume, you know, emanate a beautiful aura, and people are around you are enjoying. Oh man, you smell good and all that. So there's 90% of fun to be had. Why are you guys, or not all of you guys, of course, some of you guys are so, you know, emotional about the 5 or 10% thing, especially for something that costs so reasonable, right? Maybe if you paid a lot of money, $1,000 US dollars or what, for a perfume, and then you find that this batch is not as equal as the previous batch and so on, then yeah, you can, it's somewhat fair to go and attack the founder and so on. But for a very reasonably priced perfume, which, you know, a decent quality and packaging, I think we should sort of you know, enjoy it. And at the same time, I think we should also give feedback that these guys sort of have to evolve to create their own signatures, you know. I mean, they can be somewhat similar to established legends, but you know, we want our companies to get inspired to go in the right way, not create one let's say mimic, and then create 3-4 flankers, and then dilute the original, and then try to sort of sell the flanker triple the price, limited edition, all that. So I hope healthy efforts to create new original note blends at very good price will continue. We want to encourage mid-tier brands and companies to come out with good products. So with that, I sort of end my rant here, guys. So hope you guys able to take away something from it. Maybe I'll do some comparison with some other similar styled perfumes. You know, for example, what other evening and dating perfumes you can talk about. YSL, right? La Nuit de l'Homme, right? So that's one example, and there are some other black perfumes that I want to compare with. What's the other one? The Le Male flanker, right? The EDP with the perfume. That's another one I'm thinking of comparing. So be alert for my comparison video coming soon. And if you guys have any suggestions, do comment in the comment section. I will try to. Of course, I'm busy running here and there. If I'm able to see all the comments, of course I will try to answer what I can where I can. Okay, guys. So bye bye from Scenthound. I will give Armaf Club the Nuit Intense Man Eudetolite, which costs a very reasonable $45 for 105 milliliters, a 3.5 out of 5, guys. That's my mark. Otherwise, take care. See you guys soon from Scenthound. Bye bye. Much love. Stay safe.